This is going to be a very quick chatty video where I just want to go through my plans and goals for the year in terms of this channel. So I started this channel now I think 3 years ago, and when I first made it, it was very much meant to be a reader channel, a booktube channel. So it was all about me reading books, vlogging about my reading and, you know, making small TBR games, trying to figure out what I was going to read next. And essentially I started it I think in the middle of the pandemic because I really wanted to make myself accountable and put myself on the spot for others to see so that I would have to read the books that I said I was going to read. It seriously worked so well for me in the sense that I have read a lot more in the past 3 years than I had previously, and I felt really happy about that. I felt like I was completing some of my Goodreads challenges, that I was making a lot of content that I was proud of, that I was growing and just getting better and better at that kind of stuff, and it was just really fun to start with. At some point I decided that I was going to start using my channel to talk about my writing, and that it was going to do the same thing for me as it had done for my reading, that it was going to hold me accountable, allow me to speak through some of the stuff I was writing and sort of make me do it because I had put myself on the spot in front of an audience. What it did instead was make me encounter a bunch of lovely people as part of the AuthorTube sphere, and especially when I started following other people who were part of a Discord channel where they were all talking about their writing and how it was going for them, and I just became part of this little community of writers, and it made me so happy, and it just made me 10 times more productive than actually making videos did. So all in all, I'm really happy with the journey I've had so far in terms of things like subscribers, and my growth has been very, I want to say, paced in a similar manner every year. So I probably gained 300 followers per year, so I'm now at 900, and it's been quite nice to just see it continuously grow with some more people being interested in what I had to say. Over the past year I became less and less consistent in my posting, and I definitely had more difficulties figuring out what I wanted to post about, what I wanted this channel to be, and how often I wanted to post. Sort of the moment that it became easier for me to deal with was when I decided to switch some of my content to shorts. And I'm not saying I've become very consistent with shorts either, but I started using my shorts to talk through my reading journal and things like how my reading was going, my progress throughout the month. Sometimes I would do a review / a little mini vlog where I would try to cut down content to fill just 1 minute, because that's the length of a short, in order to talk through my experience reading a book and, you know, how I rated it in the end and all that, which is quite a lot to fit into just 1 minute. But I think it made me feel a lot freer, like I didn't really have to constantly have a camera with me whenever I started picking up a book, and I think at some point I hadn't realized that I was probably trying to do that too much, and I wasn't really sitting down to read anymore, because every single time I was like, oh, I should probably film a bit of this or film an update about how I feel about this book, and it just sort of made me feel like I was gonna more easily fall into a slump because it was more pressure, and I just didn't enjoy the pressure. So all in all, I think I'm gonna continue down the path that I started last year, which worked a lot better for me. So what are my plans for 2024 on this channel? First of all, I'm gonna continue making shorts where I talk about my reading. I have also just finished filming a video where I'm talking about my reading challenge for the year, how I'm gonna be playing a new TBR game, and pretty much updating my 2023 reading journal. So I'm gonna be editing that at some point and posting it very, very soon. One thing I've really enjoyed doing towards the second half of 2023 when I was prepping, especially for NaNoWriMo, was that I started doing a little bit more design type of videos for authors. So things like making a cover on Canva, preparing your beats with, you know, little note cards, but online with a design program that I use on a daily basis, which is Figma, things like making mood boards, etc. So I would love to do more of that kind of content, and I'm really gonna try to get more out there. Similarly, I also really want to get out some more videos about Notion, because I have been using Notion for a little while now. I don't use it to its full potential. I feel like some people have a much better understanding on how to make it prettier, how to make it really work for them. But I have been using Notion to make a story bible, in particular for my project, Space Princess project. and I love that story bible so much. It has been so useful for me when I've been writing that project that I want to show it to you guys. I want to talk through the making of it, and potentially I want to do the same thing for the project I'm currently writing, which is Knights of Death. And maybe if I'm going to be working on book 2 of The Art of Summoning Demons, things like that. I have a sort of multiverse that is slowly being created outside of the sci-fi novel. So everything else that I've been writing is pretty much urban fantasy, and when I'm writing these urban fantasies, in my head they sort of sit within the same universe, and that's why you have references from, you know, like almost like Easter eggs from one book to the other, and I need to do a story bible about this. So I'm definitely going to be making this in 2024. Another video that I have plans to make at some point is a video about writing programs, because I have been using Scrivener for about 2 years, and before that I just used Word and Google Docs. And since then, when I started working on Knights of Death in November for NaNoWriMo, I started using a new program called First Draft Pro, which isn't that well known yet. And when I was looking for a new program to use, because I wanted something browser-based, I started looking around and I tested a bunch of things, very briefly, mind you, just to see whether the layout, sort of the UI of those programs worked for me, and very often they did not, and sometimes they did, but the pricing did not, so I ended up with First Draft Pro, which worked out the best for me. Because I went through this, I figured I should make a video about this experience and just sort of summarize everything that I think about these different programs, just walk you through it so that you can see for yourself. So I feel like that would be useful for people in general, because even if I didn't like some aspects of some of these other programs, you might like those aspects and you might want to use those programs because of those aspects. I also have a couple of videos that I have filmed that I need to edit at some point, which are me redoing this room and my husband's room as well, because we moved to this house in August of last year. So I did film a lot of that process, mostly on my phone, to be honest. I didn't really want to get the big camera out, and I do plan on posting those videos as well, even though they have nothing to do with writing or reading. I'm also going to continue doing some vlogs here and there. They're not going to be regular vlogs, like I'm not going to churn out a vlog a month. I don't have a regular plan in mind for this. I just know that whenever I do writing events like write-a-thons, or when I participate in NaNoWriMo, or when I do mini solo retreats or things like that, I like to vlog about it, and it sort of helps with the experience. It's sort of fun, and it's nice to look back on as well. So I'm still gonna do a bit of reading / writing vlogs here and there. They're just not gonna be very regular. And when it comes to events, I have been co-hosting and hosting a lot more during some of these events, and it's been really, really fun. So I think I'm going to be doing a little bit more streaming on this channel specifically. So my plan is that I'm going to try to get one live streaming video per month planned on this channel, whether it be for the Lazy Gang, and if I don't have one planned on this channel, say it's on Anna's channel for instance, or maybe we're not doing one a specific month, then I will be doing a solo stream or a stream with a guest, whatever it is, so that I can have one a month. Why? Because mostly it holds me accountable. I really do actually become really productive during those streams, even if I'm just participating as a co-host on someone else's channel. I really enjoy participating in streams because they just make me do stuff. Finally, the last item on my list of things to do for 2024 is gonna be finishing a bunch of projects and talking about it. So in 2023, I started a lot of my projects when it comes to writing, and I intend on finishing most of them in 2024. It's like a dual, thing going on, where the first year was a starting year and the second year is a finishing year. I'm gonna make a full video talking about every project that I have going on at the moment and plans for future projects as well, so be on the lookout for that, but I just thought I would mention this here because obviously this is my overall goals for the channel. But yeah, I have a few that I'm planning on finishing this year, including Knights of Death, which I started in NaNoWriMo, Space Princess Project, which I still have to write Act 3 for. I really want to do round 2 of queries for The Art of Summoning Demons, and I need to revise Project Rose / Lockhart and Beckett, so I need to actually get revising for this one. So yeah, there's a lot going on, none of which are brand new projects, but all of which I need to complete. So yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna have more ideas and things that I want to do on this channel, but for now, that's everything that I had in my head that I wanted to get out there and that I sort of wanted to start planning for. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, that helps me. Leave a comment down below. I always try to respond to those. Consider subscribing to my channel, ring that bell, all that jazz, and I will see you guys in the next one.